All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back to howtobuycrypto.com. My name is Marco, and I was wanting to see if we get an indication that there it is. I got the alert that we are live. So I'm back in the studio again today. However, I'm not, I don't have my camera set up, and I'm kind of doing a lot of things. So, but we will be doing screen share, and I want to talk about a couple of things and give some shout outs. So let me, why don't I get into this here and talk about, thank you guys for the new subscribers. Thank you for, the people that are checking out the channel, talking about the channel. Thank you to Val, Michael G, Crypto Waniac, and, the people that have joined the Facebook group. As well. If you hadn't subscribed, consider subscribing. This is where the videos, my information generally comes out first. And before I remember to, update the cover art to upload here to the group. So check that out for sure. And as well, I think if you've got, anything to add, it's just easier to talk back and forth here. There's more people, willing to communicate on, you get the notifications in the group. If you're talking Feathercoin, man, it broke out and has been doing some just great, overall, what you'd call just like, moves, it's just had a good swing. And I told Dale, I already cashed out and I was hoping for a pullback to buy back in. It hadn't pulled back to where I was hoping. And so I hadn't bought back in. But yeah, absolutely. I benefited off of Feathercoin. I told you guys about this a while back when I was buying in. And if you held, you would have made some profit there. So cool, man. As well, I wanted to address Marco posted today, 1 month ago, I challenged myself for a 1 month challenge to learn something about cryptocurrencies every single day for a 1 month. Taizen and leonfu.com video with you got me into this idea. Hours and hours, probably days of YouTube videos have gotten me this far. And I have, let's see, I have account on exchange. And wallet on Exodus. Okay. So I made my first trade on the 13th, nothing major, got $500 to play with. Luckily I still got money and a profit on top. So I guess I'm good. Yeah, that's cool, man. I have no one to ask any questions about cryptocurrency. So I have to find answers myself and make all the decisions on my own knowledge. Now, 1 month later, I'd like to continue learning and playing this trading game. Thanks you, Margaret, for your videos and posts. They've been very helpful. Cheers. And Josh also mentions Josh Jenkins. Check out Ian Bellina. I want to say I've seen some stuff from him because his name sounds familiar. I haven't looked since he posted this, but congrats on the profits, man. And kudos for taking the time to learn was my comment to him. Now, the other side of this is, guys, yeah, this is absolutely, I think the best way to do it is answer your own questions by doing the research and, use other people's information and knowledge and experience to learn yourself. But there's nothing, like, making your own calls and seeing the benefits from it. $500 is more than I started with, man. I started with $248, 2015. So I actually put $500 in this year. So, probably February, put, right around $500 in February on top of the profits that I had already made. So, and it's blown up, man. So $500 can definitely get you somewhere in the crypto space. And I'm so happy to hear, other people doing well in this space. Now, I wanted to get to this question that he had. Why don't we look real quick at the coin market cap, $243 billion overall. And if you look here, we have this, 246 looks like the peak. So we're still pretty close to the top here. We are seeing some red here on the pullback. 8,200 for Bitcoin. Let me go over here to the exchange and so you can see here live prices. 81.79, 1203 for Bitcoin Cash, 365 for Ethereum. It's finally pushed past that $300, 320 resistance, which is excellent. Dash is doing really good, 12% up. NXT is over 30% up. Litecoin, $70, the same thing. It's had that $70 threshold that it's been, bouncing back, and actually even $60, between 50 and 60, about $65. Ripple is at 23 cents. It's been bouncing up and down. Ethereum Classic, these, you're seeing red here. So you guys can check out these numbers. I just wanted to quickly mention a couple of these and talk about this question here. Well, let me do these charts first and we'll get back to the question. We were on the 9 at the beginning of the month. I told you guys I pulled profit based on this 9 sell. You can see here 13 marked the completion of a bull cycle. You saw a big red candle move and move back up. to complete this cycle on the 9. And then you move here into the weekly. This is Poloniex to Tether, US dollar Tether. All right. And then so you got 8160 here on the top of the 8. So on the 27th on the weekly, we're going to see a 9. Now, I'm going to tomorrow be looking for profits again, because here on the weekly, you got a 13 here. And you see following the 13, you saw, you know, a nice pullback here on the 6th. And if you were looking at the videos, you can see what my calls were and where I was moving in and out. But here's the 8 now, and you know, we're looking at 4-9 on Monday, and so on the weekly, and so that 9 will line up with the monthly 9. So then you'll have a weekly 9, and then you're going to be looking towards the daily. Now tomorrow we get a daily 9 and 7 count here on the this bull cycle, but basically I'm going to be looking again to pull profit on the 9, and as well, I told you guys I pulled some profit at $8,000, right under $8,000, and so you know, it's made awesome, man. All-time highs, looking at 83, 89, which is incredible, and so you know, the Bitcoin market's looking good. Now, I'm looking from that 9, either it flipping and going into a 1 to 4 day pullback, or getting a full completion of the 9. And then the next day, you know, 1 to 4 day pullback. And then I'm still looking for an upside. And I will likely be looking for a majority position again in Bitcoin, which I told you guys from this 9, I didn't come back to a majority position yet. This, to me, I was waiting to see how it played out. Now that we got a full cycle, I'm considering going back in my majority position. That doesn't mean I didn't buy in. I absolutely bought in. I showed you guys like 2 or 3 Bitcoin that I'd bought in and pulled profit on those. So, but that's just as an overall, just want to let you guys kind of know where I'm at on that. But again, we'll see a 9 tomorrow. And if we go down to the 4-hour chart, we're looking at, you see, we got a 3 here. There's a 12 here. So we're getting close to that 13 as well on the 4-hour. And so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're looking at 2 o'clock tomorrow as a completion on the 4-hour chart, as well as a completion, you know, on the daily chart. And so when those two line up, that's when you're looking for. Look, see, here you go. We got a flip to a 1. Yeah. We'll see if this keeps going green, or if we got a reversal on the candles and what it looks like. But hey, just get a heads up, you know, be looking to pull profit. Now, how do you do that? How do you you know what to do? There's different methods that you can do this. And the question here, let's say it's time to take profit. Do you cash out to fiat, or do you trade into different crypto? So number one, the easiest answer, if you're trading anything other than you know, Bitcoin, then you can cash into Bitcoin. That's number one. That's what I like to do, because I want to get more Bitcoin, right? So if I'm pulling profits, that's an easy way to get Bitcoin. Use other cryptos, all these, you know, here on Poloniex or Bittrex or Kraken, whatever you use, you know, in general, and trade back to Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin is a long-term bull. And so instead of worrying about fiat, you can let it continue to build. Now, that doesn't mean that your profits, you know, you got, let's say you had a profit here on Dash, 13%. You say, hey, that's great. You know, great move against Bitcoin. I'm going to cash out to Bitcoin. And you don't even have to take the whole value. Let's say that this is not actually 13%. You bought it at a good time. It's actually doubled your money. So with Dash, you could say, I'm going to take out half of this money because I doubled it. So it'll still have my original half investment, but you turn your position into a 50% position, which is totally fine. And then you can let that ride and hang on to that Dash. Well, if you don't want to do Bitcoin, well, let's say you're trading Bitcoin, and okay, so one option here. So my number one option is to use Bitcoin. Use other alts to get more Bitcoin, and I do that, and I talk to you guys about this all the time. Now, number two option is the US dollar wallet. You see here is one of my the demonstration Coinbase accounts, and what's funny is I think this money came from the $75 gift card that I did when I showed you guys that video. I don't even know what episode it was now. Let's see. I don't know. It's over here somewhere. But anyway, hang on. How to buy crypto in 5 minutes. Where is the? I'm wondering what the day was on this one. that I uploaded this. Oh, this was published on the 13th, but when did I upload it? It doesn't say. Anyway, Creator Studio. Oops, I don't know. I don't know if I hit the right thing. Videos. This is way down in on the list. Let's see if I can find it real quick and tell you when I bought in to make that video. I thought I had already released it, and when I was going back and putting putting the episode names on, I went back and released it because I didn't realize I hadn't released it. Okay, I can't find it now. What did it look like? Whatever. But it was like way back. It was months ago, and oh well, yeah, whatever episode it was. Dog it. I just lost it now. Whatever episode it was, you could look at that time frame, I guess, to the episode before it. Back to my channel. Where did it go? Episode number 30. There you go. So I could just look at that. Episode 30. And you could look at the date around those other ones. So what was episode 29? This is probably a tangent you guys don't care about. I'm just wondering, because if that $75 turned into, like, whatever I have in there, 600 plus bucks. What are we? Episode 37, 36. That's why I couldn't find it. I didn't go back far enough. 3. All right, my internet. Hopefully you guys are still getting a live stream. My internet's stammering here a little bit. Let's see, episode 33, 31, 30. June 28th. There you go. June 28th, guys, is when I did that. So let me look at the total here. 400 bucks there. I think this came from that original $75 gift card that I did in this video that you guys can watch me do. So I bought some tires and they gave me a $75 gift card for getting X, whatever tires that they had. And so anyway, now this is an option here. So if you have Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, you can take the option of, you go to accounts and it'll bring up this tab here, and you can see US dollar wallet. And you can see it here on the dashboard as well, US dollars. And I got 50 bucks sitting here. And you can sell Bitcoin into the US dollar wallet. Now, this is FDIC insured. This is a Coinbase insures this money. It's just like any other bank that you would deposit your money into. So you can do that. Now, let's go to buy and sell. And let's say I want to, my Bitcoin, I want to sell Bitcoin, and I can sell it to this US dollar wallet, or I can do it to PayPal, or however, I want to set it up. But if I go to US dollar wallet, then this $50 is holdover from where I sold whatever, Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum. And maybe it'll show me if I'll go back to accounts, US dollars. Here's something bought, sent, I don't know. Anyway, this is, okay, here we go. Litecoin, bought Ethereum, bought, where's sold? I don't know. Okay, here we go. Sold Ethereum. So, and Litecoin, and so somewhere in there, somewhere in that profit, I just held it over in this US dollar wallet. And that is one. So number one, I would recommend Bitcoin, just holding on to Bitcoin, using alts to make more Bitcoin. Number two, US dollar wallet on Coinbase. I use this on my personal account. I use this here. And I was just talking to Carlos about doing this very thing. And then the other option that you have is here on Poloniex, and Poloniex isn't the only one. Bittrex has, and these are my main three guys: Coinbase, Bittrex, and Poloniex. And they have the USDT tab, so you can sell Bitcoin to pull profit. You can sell into US dollar Tether. And now there's heads up, US dollar Tether had a hack yesterday that they were mentioning that $30 million was stolen from them, but on their market cap is 650 Tether, 673 billion. So, million. So 30 million is not a big deal for them. It's not, it makes them look bad, but you see this 99 cents, 99.77, whatever, cents, it's supposed to be tied to the US dollar. So it's the US dollar equivalent. And I'm using this, guys. Currently right now, I'm holding tens of thousands of dollars in US dollar Tether. So that's, up to you as far as risk. If you feel like it's, it's getting bad press lately, because some people are not, sure if they really are holding the equivalent dollars in their bank account. And you can look up the news, decide for yourself, but easily, number one, again, is sell over to Bitcoin. You don't got to worry about, those things. Number two, sell over to US dollar wallet here on Coinbase. You have to make sure your account is verified. Your information is put in there, your driver's license, a picture of you and stuff, and then they'll unlock this US dollar wallet, because they have to do their KYC, which is know your customer, which is to make sure it is you, that that they can open a bank account for you in US dollars. So that's how they do that. And then number three is US dollar tether. Now if you're feeling good about that, like I said, I'm using it personally myself, and I use it as a sideways move. The fourth option you can do is, you were saying, Marco, about the traded to different crypto or an alt, right? So let's say that you have Bitcoin. You say, hey, 8,100 is a good price right now. I want to sell, and maybe sell into another crypto that maybe is on an up cycle, right? So let's say Dash. Why don't I pull up here Dash, because it's up right now, and maybe you think, Dash is going to be moving up. Let's go Dash dollar Bittrex. It looks good. Okay. So one thing that I would do is look at the trend. This is on a 3 on the weekly. Let's go to the daily, on a 5. So if your idea is to pull profit off of Bitcoin, you had a 9 here and a flip of the trend, and again, a 5 count. Now, this isn't as clean, as Bitcoin is. And the reason I say Dash is because Litecoin and Ethereum right now are lined up with Bitcoin. So Dash, you guys look at the chart yourself and come to your own conclusions. But Dash is on an upswing right now. Look at 10%, and it looks like, based on this chart, based on if you look solely at this indicator, this isn't looking at the volume. This isn't looking at the trend as far as there's a 50-day. You can't see it very well here. But there are other indicators that you can check out. But if you say, hey, this is looking good, then you can take your Bitcoin profits and buy Dash instead. Let's say, again, you're going to sell 50% of your Bitcoin. Let's say you bought in at, you bought half a Bitcoin at $4,000. It's doubled. You got $8,000. And so you sell a quarter of a Bitcoin, right, to give you the half of a half, right? It'd be easier if I just said you bought one Bitcoin at $4,000. It moved up to 8,000. So now you're saying, hey, it's doubled. I'm going to pull profit. I'm going to sell half of my Bitcoin. And instead of selling, what you could do is buy, on the Bitcoin. You could just click on Dash and say, I'm going to buy, this half a Bitcoin of Dash. And then boom. And, based on this cycle, it looks like you still got upside. Now, if it gets volatile and you say, hey, this is looking like it's going to flip the indicator, or moving down, volume's coming in and the sell pressure is high, then maybe, could you consider selling back to Litecoin or Ethereum, moving over to Coinbase and selling into the US dollar wallet to hold in USD, or again, you have that option of US dollar Tether, because Dash is here on Tether. So you can only do these in Tether. On Bittrex, they've got a couple more. OMG and Neo are on Bittrex, but then you could sell over to US dollar Tether, and so there's multiple ways. Again, number one, I would say trade alts into Bitcoin. Number two, I would say trade the Bitcoin into US dollar wallet here on Coinbase. Number three, you could use Tether, US dollar Tether. Number four, you could go into another altcoin, if you're pulling profit off of Bitcoin, or let's say you had like Ethereum and you want to cash out of Ethereum. Again, my number one would say cash out to Bitcoin, but let's say Bitcoin is on a down cycle, because tomorrow, again, we're looking at a reversal on the trend, so it'd be going down. So you could say, I want to keep an up cycle, so you could sell Ethereum into Dash, and see if it continues on this uptrend, and then at the 9 again, you'll be looking for another alt. But it's a lot more work, but there is potential upside, and you guys have to play your own risk how you see fit. On the monthly, let me show you guys here what Dash is looking like. There you go. You haven't had a reversal. You had this strong bull cycle, and we're on an 11 here. So 12, 13. We got a couple of months possible upside on this bull run, and but you never know. So it is considerably more risky than going over to this US dollar and just leaving it there. The last option Well, it's not the last option. The option that's always on the table is to sell into Bitcoin and then sell cash out into US dollars into your bank account. No problem. You can do that at any time. I've pulled out the majority of my initial investment, which was about $6,500, throughout over about 6 or 7 months, $1,000 a month or so. And I think I've got like less than $1,000 of my original investment into into crypto right now that I had put in. So a little bit of hedging my risk about some silver and some gold, and I have other assets as well. So anyway, there's that, guys. Hopefully you got some information from that. You can always, again, talk to us here in the group. You can hit us up on the YouTube channel, and however you guys want to communicate with me, I'm happy to chat with you. And thank you again, Marco, for the questions. Thank you for the positive news, man. And man, kudos, guys. It's so exciting when I see other people benefit, and when I see people get in and excited about this field. Again, be ready for the reversal on Bitcoin tomorrow, 2 o'clock ish, depending on what this does. We got a red one here. It's flipping back and forth, so we'll see what happens. But heads up, keep up with the markets. And guys, I'm going to be signing out. You can email me at marco@howtobuycrypto.com. You can hit me up multiple ways: YouTube, Facebook, however you want to do it, guys. I'll be wrapping it up. I'll talk to you later. God bless you.